Hi folks, my name is Jürgen, aka Nerd and Proud of It, and Destiny has brought you to this channel today to watch this video, so sit back and enjoy the ride. Before I start to talk about what I want to talk about, I would like to ask you to please subscribe if you are not subscribed yet, to hit the like button, and to leave me a comment what you think about this video, and hopefully you can help me grow this channel, which would be awesome of course, so thanks a lot in advance for that. What I want to talk about today is something I teased in my last video. I got a little drunk, I have to admit it, and I went online to check out my favorite store and I bought a lot of cards. You see a teaser of these cards up here in the screen, 2 piles. And I actually wanted to film what I bought and wanted to show it to you and edit the video and so on and so on. And I came across these 3 cards in particular because these are 3 alpha cards I ordered as well. Next to the big pile up there you see the Disintegrate, the Unsummon and the Fog. And I checked out the cards, all the cards by the way, that's how I did it. I unsleeved every single card. Had a look, felt it, checked it out, did a light test and went through the whole pile. Then I re-sleeved the whole thing with brand new sleeves. That is something I always do, but I noticed something strange. One of the cards here, one of the 3 alpha cards, apparently is a fake one. Which one do you think it is, if you look at it just at first glance? You barely won't notice, and probably you might not notice on camera, but it's actually the Disintegrate. What I noticed is that first of all it's the best condition of all the alpha cards I ordered, and the alpha cards are pretty expensive. I mean, we're talking $85 here for the Disintegrate, and we're talking $70 for the Unsummon and $40 for the Fog. That's a common card for $40. I mean, okay, but what threw me off at first was that the card is very shiny. It's almost mint and the condition says very good. So yes, that was a bit odd. I was like, okay, cool, this looks really good. But then I had a look and it is a bit wavy. I don't know if you just have seen it. And if I shine the light on it, it reflects more or less normally, like a normal magic card. It feels like a normal magic card. It just feels a bit smoother. So yes, I was a bit suspicious, pretty instantly, right away. And what I did was I did the light test. And I'm going to do this right now as well with the flashlight. Normally I would advise you to do it with your mobile phone because the light, I'm turning off the light here because you don't see it that well if the light is on, but if the light is off, you see it really well. No, I would advise to do it with your flashlight, with your mobile phone light, because it's very bundled. It's a very, here you see it. What you should be able to see in a normal magic card from both sides is you should be able to see through it really easily. You see the artwork if you look at the back, and you see the text, and if you look at the front you see the magic logo. And that's pretty normal, and that's not absolutely guaranteed that the card is real, but it's a very good indication. I mean, look at the Fog. The magic logo, because of the white color of the Fog, the magic logo is visible so nicely. So yeah, and from the back side the text is really visible well, and you could see that green line in the middle. That's the green card of course, but yeah, everything is visible well. And if you do this with this Disintegrate, the card almost doesn't shine through at all. Yeah, it's clearly visible. Look, I take away the card from the light. You have to really hold it close to see a little bit of light. No text at all, no logo at all. I mean, if you do it with your mobile phone and the light isn't as strong as the flashlight, you can't almost see any shine through. So that's very, very suspicious. That's, I mean, that's that's very obvious in this case. But I thought, okay, let's do a thorough check, and let's check out some other things as well. And I actually came across some other oddities, some other things that I noticed which weren't right. So what first threw me off, again to summarize, was the light test, then the shininess of the card, that it's almost like near mint, and it's very smooth, and it handles, yeah, you almost don't feel the difference to a normal Magic card, but it's very smooth, a bit too smooth, a bit too shiny, almost not noticeable, but if you take a really close look, you can. And then the waviness, I mean, you see that here. If I put the two cards together, the card is, yeah, it could be a bent card. It normally, yeah, maybe it's even a foil. A foil could look like this, I mean, but if you look at it, it's almost moving outwards, and that means the whole card has a certain tension that isn't correct. So yes, that was another thing that threw me off. But what I'm gonna, yeah, and feel it, definitely feel it. So I unsleeved, again, I unsleeved all the cards, and these are more than 100 cards. And I unsleeved everything, handled everything, looked at everything, did the light test for every single card. Every card checks out. The other alpha cards check out as well. This one doesn't, but yeah, it's very close. So I thought, what's going on here? Okay, what else did I do? The next thing I did was take out my jeweler's loop, and I had a look at the card. And actually, I mean, the texture was there, especially on the backside. The red dots were there. The red dots are in the green circle on the backside of the Magic card. I'm going to try to have a look at that with the jeweler's loop in a bit. But in general, the front of the card looked okay as well, and I don't have a red alpha card to compare. So what I did was I compared it to one blue alpha card I know is real, which I have been owning, or which has been in my possession since the beginning of the time I played. So that's like almost, yeah, since 1994, and I know it's real. And I checked with that one, and I checked out the fog, and I checked out the unsummon, and yeah, these line up. So I believe these two are real as well. That's why I'm going to use these here as a comparison to the red disintegrate. What I did was, if you line up the cards, it's very difficult to do. And if you line up the triangle, the measurement triangle, I don't know what it's called in English, but you probably got a term for it. You can see, if you line up the cards, that the text of illustration actually, sorry, I'm really thinking how to bring this. The text of the illustration actually is lining up. It should line up because all the cards are the same, right? And there can always be a little bit of centering or whatever, but in general, it should line up. What happens here is, if I put down the triangle, if I line it up in a 90-degree angle, and I put it on the eye of illustration, it's very difficult. I want to do it thoroughly as well. If I put it on the eye of illustration, and I purposely put the disintegrate in the middle, then the eyes of the fog and the unsummon line up, but the eye of the disintegrate actually is a slight bit to the left. So you see those are in the same line, and the eye of the disintegrate actually is next to the line. I hope you can see it. I record this in 1080p, so it should be possible to view this. So I'm going to put these really exactly next to each other. I measured the millimeters of the... oh, this is so difficult. They always move. I measured the millimeters of the off-centering, and all cards are centered pretty much the same. And then the eyes should line up, but they don't. And that combined with the fact that there is almost no, and I tried here with the light to see if you see a different reflection, but it's too bright. I'm gonna change that in a bit. It's yeah, it's not visible clearly. I try. Give me a second. So why is the eye in illustration a little more to the left than the eye of the fog and the eye of the unsummoned? That's because the collector's edition cards are actually based on the beta cards, I believe. And that means the eye is a little closer to the left, so to the frame, so to speak. Next thing I did here, and I'm gonna switch off the light completely so you see this a little better. I did the UV light test. I talked about this as well in my last video. What you can do is shine a black light or UV light on the back and the front of a magic card, and the logo and the blue frame and the Deckmaster logo, the Magic the Gathering logo, the Deckmaster logo actually should reflect. So yeah, you can see this here pretty well. I'm gonna pick up the cards and get them closer to the camera in a bit as well. So the back seems like a real magic card, right? I mean, it reflects well, and that speaks for a reback. The same as the fact that the light doesn't go through. That speaks for a reback as well. So that means this is actually a collector's edition card that has been, yeah, let's get this a little closer to the camera so you see this well. So the very small backlight, but even then, black light, very small and weak black light, but even then you can see the reflection very well here. And the disintegrate, the backside of the disintegrate reflects really well too. As you see. So that's a real magic card backside, the real back of the magic card. But the fact that the light doesn't go through at all, and the eye doesn't line up, it's more to the left. That's a very clear indication that this is a reback. If you look at the front of the card, that's a funny thing. And I'm going to do this extensively. Oh, the fog really reflects well, the white of the fog. Look at this. That looks beautiful with a black light. You should check that out. But I'm going to switch off the light completely. Look at this. This reflects really well. And the backside as well. This is the fog. And I'm going to pick up oh yeah, it's going to get dark now because, oh no. The backlight of the disintegrate reflects, and the front, not so much, right? And that's because the collector's edition doesn't really reflect. And now it looks like it does reflect, but it does a bit, but not as much as the others. So yeah, bear with me. I know it's black. The video didn't stop. Switch on the light again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up all three cards. I'm going to put them next to each other, and you will see the clear difference of reflection in the dark. So I'm going to switch off the light again. Still here. Look at this. I mean, the fog and the unsummon reflect really well. The disintegrate just a little, and if I put it like on the disintegrate, the fog and the unsummon still reflect well, and the disintegrate not so much. So look, it's totally different. Yeah, it almost doesn't reflect at all. I mean, it comes across on camera a bit difficult, but if you see this in real life, then it's very clear that the disintegrate doesn't reflect as much as the unsummon and the fog, and I think it was pretty clear here on camera as well. So yeah, next thing I did, I mean, what you could do as well, I got out my jeweler's loop, but what you could do as well, I quickly want to mention that. I know it's going to get a really long video, but I think it's very interesting. It took me hours to sort through all the cards, to check all the cards, but I mean, that's our hobby, right? I enjoyed it, I had fun, but what you can do as well is weigh the card. The rebacked collector's edition should be more heavy than an alpha card. You can look up what the exact grammage should be, but I think it's like 176 to 178 for alpha card and 185 milligrams, that is. So that's 0.185 grams and 0.176 grams roughly for the alpha cards, and the reback card is a little heavier. So what I did as well here, as you saw, I picked up my jeweler's loop, got my iPhone again, and I looked at the actual illustration letters, the ones that are a little more to the left on the alpha card. But what is very obvious as well is that on the fog and on the unsummon, the I and the L's are very thin. The alpha cards have a thin lettering, and you see here clearly that the letters on the disintegrate are very thick, a lot thicker. I'm going to try to get both of them in the same picture. Then it's even much more clear. You see it on the copyright logo as well, which is a bit different, not that much, but you see it especially with the I and the L. Let's see if I can get the I and the L of the unsummon. Yes, it's very, of course, if I move it a bit through the jeweler's loop, it moves a lot. But here, yes, here you clearly can see it. The L's are a lot thinner, the U is a lot thinner, and the I is a lot thinner. And what I'm gonna do as well, and it's the same for the fog. So the fog and the unsummon are real alpha cards, and the disintegrate, unfortunately, is a rebacked collector's edition card. So what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to put the fog and the unsummon next to each other, and they more or less should line up. Let's see if they do this, and let's see if I can get that into the picture well. So yes, gonna get oh, you see a little bit of my desk here, but that's all right. Yes, let's see, there it is. So yeah, there you see the I and the L and the U and the S, they all line up. I mean, they look a little different because of the colors, of the background colors, that's normal, but if you would isolate them, they look more or less exactly the same. So the thickness is definitely the same, and the texture around it is the same. So yes, that's good. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm happy with these. What else? I wanted to double check the backside of the disintegrate to see. I mean, it's a real backside. It's a reback card. It reflects, but I wanted to see if the 4 dots are there in the green magic dot, and I want to try to get. I got it really well into the picture last time, but it's really difficult this time. I don't know why. But yeah, I can confirm. I don't know if it's visible, but for me it is. The 4 red dots are in here, so that's an indication that it's the real back of a magic card. But unfortunately, it's the real back of a magic card put on the front of a collector's edition card. So yeah. Let's get back. Yeah, a bit difficult to see. Sorry for the shakiness. I tried to get it into the picture well for you guys. Yeah, unfortunately, let's go back to the normal view here, to the overhead view. Let's put these next to each other again. Unfortunately, the disintegrate is fake. It's a reback card. And I already contacted the store. I'm not going to mention the store. It's a good store, and I'm confident they're going to help me out. And all the other cards were real, and all the cards I ordered from them through the last years were real. And this one was... it felt really like a magic card. The only thing that threw me off was that it's actually too clean. and I do the light test standard for all my cards. So I just put down my phone, switch on the light, and take every card out of the sleeve, just move it across my phone and see if the first shine through is as it should be. And it was for all the cards except for this one, and that was very, very clear, a very clear indication that it's a reback card. But I'm confident the guy's gonna help me out. A shame, because I wanted to put one blast spell in my vintage deck, and I wanted it to be Alpha Fireball or Alpha Disintegrate, but they didn't have an Alpha Fireball, so I ordered the Disintegrate for $85, and this one is fake, so yes. Sucks, but okay. Folks, the video has been long enough already. Sorry, I hope this was beneficial for you. We talked about this in the last video, and the buy I did waiting for when I filmed the last video actually contained a reback card, a fake card. So that's yeah, right on the subject, and I thought I record a video about this right away. I'm going to record a video about all the other cards you just seen here, the pile of other cards, and the cards I bought in a drunk mood. There are some cool cards in there, some really nostalgic cards for me personally, maybe for you as well. And I'm looking forward to show them to you. I'm probably gonna make 2 or 3 videos about it, because yeah, this is already getting too long. So if we go through 100+ cards, it's gonna take some time, but hey, that helps me get some regular content up in the next couple of days, which is cool as well, and that hopefully helps me get along in the algorithm. In the meanwhile, folks, waiting for this new video, let me know what you think about this one. Let me know if it was a bit clear to see what I mean, and if it was helpful to you. I got a lot of feedback on the last video that people appreciated how to spot fake cards and how to spot real cards, because in the last video I didn't have a fake one to compare to. Both of these were real, but here I got a actual fake card you can have a look at. So yeah, I hope that helped, until next time, stay healthy, stay frosty, and enjoy yourselves. Bye folks, bye.